Today, I've got a question for you. How do you honestly feel when you stand on the scales? Now, if you have never had a relationship issue with food, and you can stand on the scales and be like, oh, you know what? It's just a number. Then, by all means, carry on. But in the last 20 or so years that I've been working in nutrition, the majority of people that I've seen, spoken to, don't feel like that. They feel anxious as they approach the scales, anxious of what the number is going to say. Is it good? Have I lost weight? If that was your goal, you feel good about yourself. Well done me. But what if that number goes up or doesn't change? How do you feel about yourself then? Like total and utter crap. You're disappointed in yourself, upset with yourself. What did I eat? I shouldn't have done that. Oh my goodness. Rah, 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 rah. Negative. Terrible. Like, that number is defining how you feel about yourself, and that is crazy. So today's nugget of inspiration is to question whether or not you need scales to measure your progress in 2022. So if weight loss is one of your goals this year, I've got another question for you, a really important question, and I want you to get pen and paper, write it down, pause this video, come back to it if you need to. I want you to ask yourself, why? What is it that you are wanting by losing weight? What is it? Do you want your clothes to fit better? Do you want to feel better about yourself? Maybe it's you want to have more energy. Maybe it's you think that you're going to accept yourself better if you are a little bit lighter or you look a little bit different. Is it that you want to have more confidence being intimate, wearing a swimsuit? Do you want to be able to go on a hike? Is there a health condition that you need to manage and your doctor said, you know what, you need to lose some weight? What is it? But why is it? What is there? What is underneath that? Really, really dig and ask yourself those questions. Because my question to you, another one, is do scales need to be part of that picture? Do you really need scales to measure your success? All of those things, the results of all of those things don't need a number to tell you whether you've got there. Your clothes, how your clothes fit, right? That tells you something. You don't need a number to tell you. How is your energy in the morning? How do you feel on the inside? Are you able to run down the road to the letterbox and not get puffed or not, right? There are lots of other ways that you can measure your success without using the scales. The scales can be so incredibly destructive, and weight can be changed by so many things. You might stand on the scales and actually needed to go for a wee. You might need to go number twos. If you're anything like me, throughout the month with your hormones, my weight goes up and down by between 1 and 2 kilos, even though I actually stay kind of like the same size, right? Like if I was standing on the scales every day over a month, I'd have days where I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on? I don't have scales. I don't stand on scales. They are extremely destructive. I watched my mum as a little girl judge herself from the scales, and it was so destructive. She went on honestly every single diet as a child because it was convenient and my dad was working. I used to go with my mum to Weight Watchers back then, which was like weighing scales on a stage where you would basically be weighed publicly in front of everybody, which was supposed to motivate you, right? Like unbelievable, crazy, bad. Like I know, thank God that doesn't happen anymore, but that is just shame. Using a number to judge yourself based on it's just, it makes me so sad, honestly. Like I grew up watching my mum and then carried on myself weighing myself. I weighed myself when I was a little girl. I weighed myself way too often, and I got really obsessed with it by the time I was in my teenage years. As you know, I've had crazy issues with my food before. I was weighing myself multiple times a day, and it would define how I was during the day, define my mood, define what I did, and I assumed that it would help me eat better or make better choices around food. But you know what? All it did was made me hate myself that a number could do that. Do you know what? I'm probably going to cry, but like I do not want that to happen for you. It was so destructive for me, so destructive. And we do not need a stupid number to be part of our daily routine to judge ourselves on. So please consider whether that needs to be there for you. So in all of our clinics at Mission Nutrition, we don't really use scales, because when we're working with people, you know, there's other ways to judge how you're progressing with your health and well-being goals. There is a reason why in my planner there is no weight chart, right? There's no weight chart in there, because there are other things to track. How much water are you having? How much fruit and veggies are you having? How are you going with your sleep? Are you getting your 7 to 9 hours? There are so many other things that you can make the focus of your attention, positive things that you can choose to track and change, that do not come with the same level of shame of those damn scales, okay? So if you are a person that it feels bad or anxious as you approach the scales, I really want to question whether you actually need them. And as you dig into your goal about what you want in your life, I also want you to ask yourself, is weight really the key issue there, or is it something else? You are not, you know, not all of your problems will go away if you get to a certain weight, okay? We need to learn to accept ourselves as we are and improve our health and well-being from a completely different perspective. Unfortunately, the word weight loss sells. You'll see it in your feed left, right and center. And it is something that, you know, marketing knows that you will, you know, you'll get excited by that and actually think, oh, that's exactly what I want. But is it really what you want, or is there something else? So please take a step back, think about your why, think about what is the best way to be positively motivated moving into 2022, and be kind to yourself through this journey, because a number does not define you or define your health and well-being. So look after yourself. I look forward to your comments, questions, and I'll see you for another video soon.